when he entered my life. How about you? Some of us were dealing with mental issues. Some of us were dealing with emotional issues. Some of us, our families were separated from each other or broken. Some of us, our marriages were going through difficult situations. Some of us were dealing with some financial struggles. Some of us were dealing with some health issues. Some of us were dealing with some self-esteem issues. Some of us didn't know what we lived for, but Jesus came in and triumphed over all those things, and those are the things that are deemed him to be praised for. Those are the things that we ought to understand, that he has come and done in our life, and he's worthy of praise. Is somebody understanding me? We should be able to have a praise in our lips because we understand what Jesus has done when he has come into our lives. Because of what he has done when he has come into our lives, no one should have to push us to praise him. Because we understand what he has done into our life, the worship team shouldn't have to come and tell you to shout unto the Lord. Because we understand what he has done into our life, somebody doesn't need to tell us, listen, lift your hands up and acknowledge the sovereignty and the greatness of Jesus Christ for what he has done. For what he has done. Not even for what he will do and what he will continue to do and what will continue to take place in your life, but just for what he has, of the condition we were in when he had come into our life, and when he lifted up off the ground and put hope into us. He put purpose into us. He put life into us, because the sentence that we had was one of death, not only spiritually, but for some of us even physically. I wish I had witnesses in the house that understood that at one point we didn't deserve for Jesus to come, but he did. Are you with me today? So because we understand what Jesus has done, no one should have to tell us that to praise him. These people praise him and they acknowledge him for the things that they had seen, for the things that he had done. His record was good with them. His record was good. They had seen him do miracles. They had seen him do great things. They had seen him provide for them. They had seen great signs and wonders come forth out of Jesus. Not only that, they've seen great teachings come out of him. And they praise him and they acknowledge him as a great king and majesty, and received him with branches of honor on the day that he entered into. He said he cried because they didn't understand what was really about to happen. These people praise him, and you know, it's all good when we're going through the good times. It's good to shout unto the Lord. But when the time comes to prove that you're steadfast, when the time comes to prove that you're committed, when the time comes to prove that you will not be moved, no matter what storm, what trial, or what circumstance will come your way, when that moment comes, what tends to happen? Many turn away. Many turn. Why is that? Why is that? It's not something it's not like we don't know, because Jesus himself said it. He said, listen, in my teaching I told you that in life you would have many tribulations, but be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. In the world you will have struggle. In the world you will have trouble. This walk isn't going to be an easy walk. As a matter of fact, many times when they said Jesus, he said, listen, if you want to be my disciples, pick up your cross and follow me.
Yes. Hallelujah.
At that time, many would not follow him because they understood that the cross was a symbol of death. And so we understand that in order to follow Christ, there are some things that we must die to. There are some things that we must leave. There are some things that we must get away from in order to walk and follow God. And so he said, pick up your cross and follow me. And at that very moment, many just decided to leave because they couldn't understand that they would have to die for Jesus Christ. If somebody else in your life and he has come so that you could be free and free indeed, that's what Jesus would want. But he looked over the city and he said this in verse 42. He said, if you had known, even you, especially in this day, the things that make for your peace. He said, man, if you knew that my coming into your life, that me coming into your life was just not a coincidence, and just not made for a happy day, and just not made to make you feel good, but if you had known this day, the things that make for your peace, if only you would get what my visitation into your life really means. If only you would understand what my visitation into your heart really means. If only you would get how important this moment is. If only you would understand what makes for your peace. Hallelujah. And I was interested, so I said, Lord, let me look up what the word peace means, because you're saying, if only I would understand the things that make for my peace. And it's easy, you would think, peace, just, the rest and being quiet and being still. Yes, those things are, but in the Greek word, I'm going to try to say it right, but the Greek word for peace is arene, and it is literally or figuratively prosperity. Come on now, right? Woo! And Jesus said, listen, if you would know on this day the things